Welcome to Gene's Reviews, where I basically do whatever the hell I want. Hello, everybody. How about today we check out some ancient aliens? This is about the Anunnaki, if you've never heard of them. The alien gods from Nibiru who created the human civilization. This is from a channel called Consciousness. So let's check this out. I think the Anunnaki were supposed to have been like giants also. So let's check this out.
When it comes to ancient mysteries and alternative theories, few subjects are as intriguing as the Anunnaki. Who were these beings that the Sumerians worshipped as gods? Did they really come from another planet to create humanity as a slave race? And if so, what was their ultimate goal? These are just some of the questions that have made the Anunnaki such a popular topic of debate and speculation. The history of these mysterious creatures is complex and accompanied by many different theories and interpretations. Some believe that the Anunnaki are ancient extraterrestrial beings
I think they could
who
be.
visited Earth in the distant past, while others consider them mythical deities created by the human imagination. A larger group of people also
Don't quote
support
me
the
on
belief
this,
that there's a deeper
but
truth
I think
to
they're
be
also
revealed
mentioned in
about
the
the
Bible.
Anunnaki and their place in human history. In this video, we will look at the various theories and beliefs related to the Anunnaki, from their origin to their supposed influence on human civilization. We will examine the evidence for and against the claims regarding this race, while acknowledging that many questions and mysteries remain unanswered.
Yeah, and we'll
Join
never know.
us on this
for
journey
sure.
of discovery, entering the fascinating world of the Anunnaki. The origins and identity of the Anunnaki remain the subject of much debate and speculation. According to the ancient Sumerians, they were a group of deities who lived on Nibiru, a supposed planet beyond the orbit of Pluto.
Okay.
The Sumerians believed that the Anunnaki came to Earth in search of gold, which they needed for their own purposes. They are said to have established a colony in Mesopotamia, where they taught the people various skills and technologies, including agriculture and writing.
Maybe they built the pyramids.
However, not everyone agrees with this interpretation. Some alternative researchers and conspiracy theorists believe that the Anunnaki were not just mythical gods, but rather ancient extraterrestrial beings who visited Earth in the distant past. They argue that the Anunnaki may have been responsible for many of the technological and architectural wonders of the ancient world, such as the pyramids in Egypt and the Stonehenge monument in England. They also purpose a theory that claims that the Anunnaki most likely had a hand in shaping human evolution through genetic engineering or direct intervention. Despite the many claims about the Anunnaki, almost no scientific evidence exists to support any of these theories. Most historians and scholars generally dismiss the idea of the Anunnaki as nothing more than a myth or fantasy story just created by the
They can't believe anything unless there's a scientific
the mystery
evidence
and
of
intrigue surrounding these ancient creatures continue to excite the imagination of people around the world. One of the most controversial claims about the Anunnaki is that they actually visited Earth in the distant past and interacted with ancient human civilizations such as the Sumerians.
Maybe they had something to do with crop circles
theory,
and stuff like that
they came
too.
to Earth in search of gold. They established a base in Mesopotamia where they taught the people various skills and technologies and were worshipped as gods. Proponents of this theory cite a variety of evidence to support their claims. For example, some ancient texts, such as the Sumerian cuneiform tablets, mention that the Anunnaki and their interaction with humans. When the gods instead of men did the work, carried the burden of the gods was too great.
So
the work too hard.
See, how can they say there's not proof?
They
They got these old tablets
the great
with the writing on
Anunnaki
them.
made the Gigi carry the burden 7 times. Astrohasis, an ancient Sumerian epic about the creation of mankind. In those days, the world was teeming with monsters and demons, and men were their slaves until the gods created a champion to save them. The epic Gilgamesh, an ancient Sumerian poem. After the flood was poured out and the royal authority came down from heaven, the royal authority was in Kish. Sumerian King List, a list of Sumerian rulers and their reigns. In those days, the Anunnaki came down to earth to rule the people and taught them many things. Enuma Elish, an ancient Babylonian myth about the creation of the world. These quotes illustrate the various ways the Anunnaki are mentioned in ancient Sumerian and Babylonian texts, including their involvement in the creation of humanity and their interaction with
Call me
ancient
crazy,
civilizations.
I don't care, I believe it.
Proponents of the theory also point to various ancient structures, such as the pyramids in Egypt and the Nazca lines in Peru, as evidence of advanced technology that can only have been created with the help of the Anunnaki.
They had to have help somehow
However,
to get those big
historians
stones
and scholars
on the
are highly
pyramids.
skeptical of these claims. They argue that much of the so-called evidence of the Anunnaki visitation can easily be explained by natural processes or human ingenuity.
Yeah.
According to them, for example,
No.
the Egyptian pyramids were built using simple but effective techniques that are well documented, and the Nazca lines were probably created for religious or culture reasons rather than extraterrestrial intervention. Furthermore,
The stuff is
they
too
rely
perfect,
mostly
man.
on the fact that
Those-
there is no scientific evidence to support the idea that the Anunnaki were actually extraterrestrial beings who visited Earth.
The pyramids, way too
The
heavy to
mainstream
been
scientific community
like that.
claims that it has yet to find any evidence of life beyond Earth, and the idea of ancient aliens visiting Earth is generally considered by them to be pseudoscientific or fringe belief. While the idea of Anunnaki visiting Earth is certainly intriguing, for now it remains a matter of speculation and conjecture.
done. I still believe it. You're not going to change my
One of
mind
the
on
most
that.
controversial theories about the Anunnaki is that they created humanity as
Now,
a
I don't
hybrid
know
race
about
to
that.
serve them as slaves. According to this
If they
theory,
did, it was under
they
God.
used genetic engineering to create a hybrid species that was intelligent enough to work as their slave, but not smart enough to challenge their authority. Proponents of this theory cite a variety of evidence to support their claims. They state that the story of the Anunnaki fits very closely with the ancient Sumerian creation myth, which tells how the gods created humans to serve them as workers. They also point to various anatomical and psychological differences between humans and other primates, such as the ability to walk upright and the brain size, as evidence of a genetic manipulation. However, the scientific community is highly skeptical of these claims. They state that there is no scientific evidence to support the idea of genetic engineering by the Anunnaki or other extraterrestrials. They also point to the fact that there's no evidence to support the idea of an intelligent design behind human
Well,
evolution.
if they did design us to be
Instead,
not as smart as
They
them,
suggest that the evolution of humans
maybe we just
was
can't
a
see the
natural
evidence.
process that took place over millions of years. Despite skepticism from the mainstream scientific community, the theory that the Anunnaki created humanity as a slave race continues to be popular among humans. Whether or not there is any truth to this theory remains an unanswered question for now. According to alternative researchers and theorists, the Anunnaki had a significant influence on the development of ancient civilizations such as the Sumerians and the Babylonians. They argue that the Anunnaki not only influenced the development of technology and agriculture, but also shaped the religion and mythology of these cultures. For example, proponents of this theory point to various ancient texts and artifacts as evidence of their influence. They argue that the Sumerian cuneiform tablets describe a complex pantheon of gods, many of whom are said to be Anunnaki, and that the myths and legends associated with them bear striking similarities to stories from the ancient cultures, such as Egyptian and Greek myths. They also point to various architectural and technological wonders of the ancient world as evidence of advanced knowledge and technology that could only have been acquired with the help of the Anunnaki. Skeptics, however, respond that the similarities between the myths and legends of different cultures can be explained by culture diffusion, and that the architectural and technological achievements of the ancient world were the result of human ingenuity rather than extraterrestrial intervention.
I think we had to have some help.
One of the most intriguing theories about the Anunnaki is that they are related to the biblical story of the Nephilim, also called giants or colossi. According to the book of Genesis, the Nephilim are a group of giants who are said to have lived on earth before the Great Flood. Some alternative researchers and theorists claim that the Nephilim are the offspring of relationships between Anunnaki and human women. Proponents of this theory point to various ancient texts and artifacts as evidence of this connection. They claim that the Sumerian cuneiform tablets mention that the Anunnaki were responsible for creating a hybrid race of beings on Earth. As evidence for the existence of the Nephilim, they also point to various references to giants and other supernatural beings in the Bible and other ancient texts. When the Anunnaki, who are 7, the judges of the underworld, decided that the destinies of mankind, they established the Anunnaki as heavenly judges. The Descent of Ina, an ancient Sumerian poem. The sons of God, seeing that the daughters of men were beautiful, took wives of whom all they chose. Genesis chapter 6, verse 2, a passage from the Bible. In those days there were giants on the earth, and moreover, after the sons of God came into the daughters of men, and they bore them sons, these were the mighty and famous men of old. Genesis chapter 6, verse 4, a passage from the Bible. These citations suggest that the Anunnaki may have played a role in creating a hybrid race of beings on Earth, possibly including the Nephilim, who are described as giants, colossi, or heroes in the various ancient texts.
I think they did play a role in it, but
it is important to note that these passages are open to interpretation. As with any historical claim or theory, it is important to approach them with a critical eye and consider multiple perspectives before drawing any conclusion. Scientists and historians, for example, are extremely skeptical of these claims. They argue that the idea of the Nephilim as a race of giants is more metaphorical due to the lack of scientific evidence to support this thesis.
Science doesn't explain everything. There's stuff that we just don't know.
Despite ongoing debate over the existence and influence of the Anunnaki in antiquity, their myth has had a significant impact on modern popular culture. In recent years, the Anunnaki have been featured in several films, books, and video games, often as powerful and mysterious beings with advanced knowledge and technology. One of the most notable examples of Anunnaki's inspiration is the sci-fi film Avatar by director James Cameron. The film features a race of blue-skinned, 10-meter-tall creatures called the Na'vi, who bears a striking resemblance to the descriptions of the Anunnaki in ancient Sumerian texts. In addition to movies, the Anunnaki have been the subject of numerous books and television shows, many of which explore the various myths and legends associated with these mysterious beings. Despite their popularity in modern culture, the true nature and influence of the Anunnaki remain unknown. Regardless of their true nature, they remain a fascinating and mysterious subject of study, and their influence on ancient civilization and modern popular culture continues to be a source of intrigue and inspiration for many. Ultimately, the history of the Anunnaki remains a matter of debate and speculation, and everyone decides for themselves what they believe about this mysterious, enigmatic race of beings. Whether real or imagined, they are a fascinating and thought-provoking part of human history and culture, and will continue to inspire curiosity and wonder for generations to come. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to support us by pressing the subscribe button so you don't miss a single episode.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. We had to have help building those pyramids. I mean, there's not even a space between the stones, hardly. They're pressed right up against each other. From what I understand, you can't even like get a dime in between them. How is somebody going to do that? They're like tons and tons and tons, and they were built so long ago. I don't know exactly how many tons each stone is, but they're like massive. There's no way they could have got them up there. I don't see how they could have without help from aliens or God or something like that. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I find that stuff fascinating. I hope you guys do. Now it's time for a joke. It's time for a joke to brighten your day. My 3 favorite things are eating, my family, and not using commas. Thank you, everybody. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hashtag Mean Gene, all that fun stuff. And if you like this video, tell all your friends, leave a comment down below. And if you didn't like it, then just shut up. And I will see you next time.